So yesterday was Wrath of the Titans, and to start off with, it's bad. You know, I should have learnt my lesson from seeing the first one. And there goes me. I go into the cinema. I pay for premiere seating, so that's about £10. Then pay for 3D glasses. So all in all, about £12 to see an hour-and-a-half movie that isn't very good. Don't get me wrong, it's not terrible, it's just bad, it's boring, and it doesn't really go anywhere. You gotta understand that it's like it's not Transformers 3 terrible. I mean, that's like hammering nails into your fingers. It's just really boring. Like, you've seen it all before. If you watch the first film, you've basically seen the second. So what happens is, to start off with, you open up with Perseus, Sam Worthington's character, in his house with his son Helios, and yeah, he has a son. Why? I don't know. How? I don't know, because I can't remember anything from the first film because it was so forgettable that you just it's completely throwaway. So you see that first. He's there doing fishing. He's got his I think it's Australian. So I think he has a very thick accent that doesn't really seem like the kind of thing you'd see in that setting. So anyway, he's going around with his son doing a bit of fishing, you know, the usual thing. Then what happens is Zeus comes in. His son's asleep. Zeus comes there, and the first thing you see is Liam Neeson's novelty beard. Like, I mean, this thing is, he wears this jacket that's like just sort of really big, and his beard's like out here because his jacket makes him look so ridiculous. But yeah, you know the what's it, Richard Nixon from the Watchmen movie. You know, he had that really big, massive novelty nose. That is how novelty this beard looks. It is the sort of beard you excuse me. It is the sort of beard you get from fancy dress shops. It looks like that. It really does look that bad. So he's explaining, oh, the jail, I can't remember the name because it was so bland and boring that, you know, you just forget everything. Half the characters I don't even remember. So he says, oh, you gotta help us, you gotta come to the underworld because this prison is where all the Titans are. It's falling apart, and I'm going there with Hades and Ares and Poseidon and all the rest of them to sort of rebuild it. So, being Perseus, he says, fuck you, as you would. And Zeus is kind of really tame about that. He doesn't drag his ass down to the underworld, and he sort of says, okay, well, if the Titans are released and your son dies, well, it's not my problem. That is literally how he acts when Sam Worthington says no. So then you go to the underworld with Zeus, Hades, Ares and Poseidon. What proceeds is Hades betrays Zeus and Poseidon. Ares betrays his own father, Zeus, to the point where he wants to unleash Kronos, the Titan. And you know, I mean, the Greek myth, Kronos was the Titan who holds up the world above his head. Yeah, he's just a big lump of rock in the side of a mountain. That's all he is. That is all he'll ever do, is just in this side of rock. So what follows is Zeus gets chained up, and I'll have to apologise now. This is all spoiler territory, so why you'd ever want to see this film in the first place is beyond you. No, it's beyond me. But yeah, spoilers, and I may go off on tangents here and there, so meh. You know, so where was I? Oh yeah, Zeus gets chained up. And to be quite honest, Ralph Fiennes is probably the one good actor who's trying. You know how Liam Neeson tried to save Star Wars Episode 1 and failed? Yeah, Ralph Fiennes does exactly the same. But yeah, Zeus is chained up, and what they say is that, oh, we want to release Kronos and destroy the world, and because he's made a deal with Kronos that the gods that are left will still keep their immortality and godly powers. So I don't quite understand. Thinking about it, it's really, it doesn't make much sense, the motivations for the characters. So what we have now is Sam Worthington has a dream that Kronos has been unleashed and all these soldiers are getting wiped out and stuff. Then he goes up to this big, massive. Sorry, I have to sort of focus out. So basically, he goes up to this mountain where this big temple is with his son. He brings his son along. Why, I don't know, but he brings his son along, and he then prays to Zeus to come down and tell him what to do, because, you know, he can only sit in his house so much. The plot needs him to move on. So he then what was I going to say? Yeah, so he prays, Poseidon comes down, tells him that Hades has betrayed them and Ares and all that, and they're trying to release Kronos. You need to go to see someone, my son, who's with this army somewhere that never really gets explained, but he goes, so he takes the word of Poseidon, takes Poseidon's like trident, then goes to this army where he meets this woman called Andromeda, who I have no idea who that is. She may have been in the first film, she may not have. I don't know, I don't really care. So yeah, they have a bit of banter. Then I can't remember the name, I've got the names up here, I can't remember, Agnor, I think all the side characters have really, really forgettable names. So yeah, he tells this woman Andromeda, who, by the way, in the film will do literally nothing, who will be the she has the personality of a log. She won't do, like, if you ever want to see a female lead who will do less than this woman, you're going to be hard pressed to find anyone, because she does nothing. Like, you may think I'm joking, I'm not. She will literally spend the entire film doing nothing. So then they go to this, they get this guy's in prison, Agnor or whatever his name is. So then he sort of says, oh well, he's a thief and all this and all that rubbish, and he gets released because the Queen Andromeda gives him a royal pardon because Perseus said he's the son of Poseidon. So he's another half human, half god, godling, whatever you want to call it. So she gives him a royal pardon. She gives him a ship, all at his request. She gives a prisoner a royal pardon, and he's another character who will do fuck all throughout the film, like literally nothing. What else was there? You know, it's really hard to pick out like plot. There are a lot of plot holes in this film, but it's so difficult because nothing really happens. Yeah, I can sit here and tell you them all, but it's not really rant material. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's bad. It's just, you know, it's not rant. It's not shout the walls down rantable. It's, yeah, it's just bad. Oh yeah, so they have to go to this island where where they have to find this guy who made Zeus, Hades and Poseidon's weapons. So, you know, the thunderbolt, the trident and the pitchfork. So they have to go to this island and find him. So what happens there is all these minor characters go off and they go there and they fight Cyclops, is what they do. Two, in fact. And when they get a Cyclops down, in comes this you know, this this old wise Obi-Wan type Cyclops. Like literally, like, I'm not joking, he has a cane, he has one of them old robes, it's so yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention, to release Kronos they have to drain Zeus's powers from him, so that's why he's been chained up. So yeah, this old Obi-Wan type leads them to I can't get over it, you know. This they did it. It gets stupider. It really does. See, this is actually where all the stupid stuff actually happens. In the middle and at the end. So then what happens is that this old Obi-Wan Cyclops takes them to this I can't remember, Hephaestus. I think it's Hephaestus, who I sat in the cinema looking at him going, I honestly can't put my finger on who that is. I know it's someone, I can't remember who that is. It's only when I looked it up that I realised Bill Nye is in this movie. Bill, what are you doing? What are you doing, Bill? Honestly, you degrade yourself this far, or this much.